All right, back on another episode of the official Waterford FC podcast, and I'm delighted to say, man joining me here today has been on my list since the start of the season, even though he wasn't even here at the start of the season. Ronan Mansfield joins me this week. Ronan, how are you?
Hello, Tony. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fairly well. I mentioned that to you before we pressed record here that, you know, I wanted to try and get one of our academy graduates on the podcast this year, and you were very much top of my list. But you were in Fleetwood, which we'll get to at the start of the season. I was saying, you know, maybe we'll see him during the summer. I'm delighted to see you here with me. So, how have things been going for you?
Oh, good now. Yeah, I've enjoyed being back in around the team since I've come back from Fleetwood. So we've been doing well. I've got a couple of appearances and a couple of starts, so can't really complain. One
of the big things I find interesting about your journey through the academy and journey to the first team is, you know, we've seen a lot of Waterford City players playing for us over the years and recent years as well, but not too many from West Waterford. Yeah. So, you know, tell us a little bit about your upbringing. You're from Cappoquin originally.
Yeah, so I'm from Cappoquin. I would have played with Cappoquin before I came to Waterford. Started playing when I was about 4 or 5, the whole way up until I was about 12, 13. Then the two clubs in Cappoquin came together. Mm-hmm. So like Cappoquin would have been the West Waterford club and Railway would have played in the Waterford League.
That's right.
Even though they were side by side, which is kind of small but weird. But two clubs came together then, and I played one season then there before I came into Waterford. Mm-hmm. So I was training with the Waterford Academy when I was about 12. I came in around the 14s, 15s just for a look, just for a year or two to see how it went. Then I was supposed to sign in January when I was 13, but I'd already kind of committed to play Kennedy Cup.
Right.
So then I signed then after Kennedy Cup was in July, so I signed then in the summer window. I played the rest of the season then with the 15s, and yeah, I just went from there. I played away for the rest of the games.
So it's just to go back to your schoolboy club even for a second. So I remember Railway. I'm a good bit older than you now. I can't believe you're still only 19, but like it was always Railway. Yeah. When obviously they played in the Waterford League, and even as an 11 or 12 year old, and going back a good while since I was 11 or 12, the journey to Railway from Waterford City was just like, oh my God. But I didn't actually realise that the two clubs merged. Yeah. So Cappoquin were playing in the West Waterford.
Yeah, so Cappoquin were playing in the West Waterford East Cork League. Yeah. And Railway were in the Waterford League, even though the two pitches are literally just separated.
That's right.
By a ditch, side by side. I don't really know what the reason was that the two clubs played in different leagues. Yeah. But then, like, after a while, like, Railway teams were starting to fold. Yeah. They couldn't really get teams to travel down to Waterford and stuff at the weekends. And, like, fixtures in the West Waterford East Cork League were kind of closer to Cappoquin, playing against teams like Lismore, Brideview, Clashmore, like East Cork teams. So they brought the two clubs together, and it kind of made like more sense because they had more numbers as well.
And are they playing in the East Cork West Waterford League now?
Yeah, the league was a small bit bigger before. There's probably not as much numbers in it now. It's the smallest league in the country. Like, right. So there was never really that much numbers. Like I remember when I was younger, I was 8 or 9 playing under 14s from my older brother's team and stuff like that. Like they always struggled for numbers. That's why the two clubs kind of came together for more numbers and better teams essentially.
But to be honest with you, that makes it even a little bit more amazing how far you've come. Yeah. Like you're playing in what's you've said yourself is probably the smallest league in the country, West Waterford, East Cork. You must have been showing like a huge potential from an early age then.
Yeah, so when I was younger I played a lot of different sports. Like I obviously come from a massive like GAA household. I wouldn't come from much of a, well, my immediate family would be GAA, my kind of outer family would be more football based, like my cousin Callum Costello now, he's over in Fleetwood. That's right. So I have a bit of a football family from that side. But yeah, I played a lot of age groups when I was younger because it was a small country club, played a lot of different sports. But once I kind of came to like 12, 13 then, when I kind of like had interest from Waterford and other League of Ireland clubs and stuff, been up around national academies and stuff like that, you kind of have to like kind of pick because you don't really have time to do everything, put all your effort into one sport. So I decided to pick football because it's obviously the one I enjoyed the most.
And how do you even get spotted playing in such a small league like that?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Like there'd be a couple of lads who come watch the games sometimes, but they wouldn't really because it's such a small league. Yeah. But I was on there was like a emerging talent programme back then for like the Kilkenny League, the Waterford League, the West Waterford League and the South Tip League. So they'd all come together out in the arena and you'd have like training sessions maybe once a month or something, and there'd be people from the FAI there and stuff like that. Right. So kind of went from there, from the emerging talent into the Centre of Excellence, and then you kind of play friendlies and stuff maybe against Waterford FC Academy, and it kind of goes from there and there. Like
very good. Yeah. Do they still do that?
I think they do. Yeah, it's probably not as big anymore because of the Waterford FC pre-academy and stuff. That wasn't there back when I was younger, but they still do it. Yeah, that's kind of a way for lads to get spotted. There's been a couple of lads after me from the West Waterford East Cork League, I've kind of come through a similar pathway at the emerging talent, all that stuff, then into the Waterford at younger ages.
And what about with Callum then? Are you first cousins?
First cousins, yeah, our mothers are sisters.
Yeah, so like you're probably around the same age, are you?
Yeah, Callum's 6 months younger than I am.
Okay, were you playing on the same teams growing up, or?
We would have played on some of the similar teams for the academy, because I'd be an age group above him. Kind of like every second year sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, we played a lot of football together.
But he's from Carrick, right?
He's from Carrick, so they were in the Waterford.
Yes, you wouldn't have played against each other or anything like that. But what's the GA side of your family? What's the story there?
My father's a big GA man.
Okay.
Would have played the whole way up. My brother as well would be more kind of GA. And like when you're from West Waterford, GA is a lot bigger than football is.
What's their club?
Ballinamela would be the GA club.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of from, just outside Cappoquin, so kind of a countryside club.
Yeah.
So that would be our GA club.
But the sporting or athleticism is obviously in your family though. I mean, Callum, yourself, 6 months apart, both professional football players. It's brilliant.
Yeah. We have a massive footballing family. Like Callum's older brother Lee as well would have played for the academy.
That's right.
Played for Wexford for a while. He was on the team that won the under-17 Cup, the Mark Farren, a good few years ago. Another person in our family played for Waterford many years ago, Peter White. I don't know what relation he is to me now, but he's definitely part of my family. So a lot of people have been in and around the club and have a big, massive footballing background. And
you mentioned Kennedy Cup as well. I think, as you get older, I think it's easy to forget how important that is to a young player.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in that age group, that was the kind of be all and end all. And the talent in Waterford back when it still is. Back when I was young, it's you're talking about centres of excellence now and all that. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys my age would wish that pathway was there back then. But talk a little bit about the Kennedy Cup. I mean, again, coming from West Waterford and being selected to play there again shows the talent that you had as a young player, still have, of course. But because the pool to select from, even in Waterford City, is unbelievable. So to be coming into that team must have been amazing.
Yeah. So like I played Kennedy Cup 2 years. So I played on the age above and my own age. Wow. Because the West Waterford league is so small, didn't have much of a pick. It was a massive tournament back then because a lot of lads kind of progressed their careers from there. Yeah. Because the Brexit rule wasn't really there, so lads would have played Kennedy Cup and they would have been picked up by scouts over in England to go over on trials and stuff. Not so much anymore now because of the Brexit rule.
That's right.
And you can't go till you're 18. But the Kennedy Cup was a massive tournament, and it was so enjoyable for all of us. Like it'd be the highlight here. Your summer, and like you'll always remember it. Like I know lads don't play Kennedy Cup as much now. Yeah. Because of the Brexit rule League of Ireland academies and stuff like that. But back then it was a massive tournament. Yeah, it was. That was where everyone got. That was your chance, I suppose, and all that, and you were good enough. But so when the opportunity comes then to join the academy, is there ever any pushback from your club? Are they ever trying to convince you to stay? Because obviously clubs have their own, I don't want to say politics or anything like that, because it's not necessarily that, but obviously clubs want to look after their own interests as well. Are they happy to see you push on? Maybe it depends on the club, but definitely from Cappoquin's point of view, they were happy to see me push on because I kind of squeezed everything I could out of that club at that stage. And once I hit that age group, I would have been regressing if I hadn't left then. Right. So I left and went into Waterford then and just went to progressing and have a go at having a football career then. So was that to join the 15s when that eventually happened? Yeah. So when I joined, there was 13s and 15s back then. Okay. So I would have been just too old for the 13s, but I was my first year of 15s. So I signed for the 15s then. I played 6 months of that season. And then from there on, then the whole up through the academy, 15s, 17s, 19s, 20s, the whole lot. It just started happening straight away for you then. Who were some of the people who had an influence on you coming through the academy, whether it be coaches or whatever? Yeah, so I had many coaches. When I signed originally, I signed for Derek O'Brien was the manager of the 15s, and Derek Brown, who's from Cappoquin as well, was the assistant manager then. Then the whole way through the academy, I would have had Sean Gagan a lot as a coach because kind of every second year I would have been with him or with other coaches, with loads of coaches that have had a big influence on me. One in particular kind of comes to the end of the academy days would have been Eddie Nolan, being a defender myself, and I got the chance to play with him a small bit as well when I was in around the first team and he was still playing. He's an unbelievable coach, and you learn so much from lads like that. All the coaches were very good, but Eddie especially was very good for me. Eddie was just I remember, I think Eddie played on a senior soccer team in De La Salle when he was about 13 or 14. He was just a prodigy, really, and obviously ended up captain in Waterford FC after a great career cross channel.
And it's great to hear that he's having such an influence already, because he's not long in his coaching career.
No,
I think maybe a year and a half ago, definitely 2 years ago, he was still playing, and still captain in the team. So it's great to see, it's great to hear what an influence Eddie's having. Probably 3 years ago now. I'm just thinking how fast time is going. But so what does it look like, I suppose, when you're getting to maybe 19s?
Yeah.
You're coming to the end of the academy. What does it start looking like for you then? Like, tell us a little bit about, I suppose, what the future starts carving for itself for you then.
Yeah, so like coming to the end of the academy days is probably the toughest part in my opinion, because if you're not getting in around the first team, you're ultimately leaving. Like, it's not going to keep a hold of you if you're not going to be impacting the first team. So I think it was the 2023 season, the start of pre-season then, it was the year we went up. That's when I originally went in around the first team. A load of the academy lads went in for pre-season. We played a couple of games and stuff, and I managed to do well, so I kind of stayed up around there then. But it's tough for academy lads to get a chance up there, like to get a proper chance. But when you do get your chance, you have to take it.
So is Keith Long in yet as manager?
No,
or
Danny Searle was there originally.
Danny Searle is still there. So it's the start of the 23 season. So, that would be right, And you get a call in. One thing I've picked up on, particularly this season in the podcast, whether it's I'm interviewing younger players or what, I don't know. But a lot of the talk that's come in is a phrase, men's football.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that really previously before, because obviously he's not been playing at any sort of level before. You don't really hear that talk of a step up. You come through the age groups, you play your schoolboy, you play your youth football, and then you go into junior football, and that's just a progression. But on the professional side of things, I've heard a lot of players talking about the step up to men's football. What did it feel like for you going from the 19s team to going into training with, what was at the time a first division team? Yeah,
so obviously there's a massive jump between academy and men's football. That's why people talk about it so much. Kind of a physicality point of view, really, because when you're playing 19s, you're playing against lads who are 19, but even 18, 17.
Yeah.
Lads who aren't fully developed. The game's a lot slower. And really, if you win or lose a game in academy football, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, it's more development-based things. But once you go into first team football, you're playing against men who want to win, who are playing for their livelihoods, playing for their jobs. It's kind of a different style of football as well. Sometimes in academy, it's like you to play more football, more easy. It's not really more physical. When you get into men's football, then it's more direct, it's more physical, it's a way quicker game. It's like a lot of lads, sometimes they would struggle, but sometimes they wouldn't. Like when you're smaller and underdeveloped, like when I went into the first team originally, I was a lot skinnier and smaller than I am now. So I would have struggled a small bit. Like, you're kind of relying on football ability then. But once you get older, then it's kind of getting bigger, putting on more size, getting more physical. It's kind of what helps to being around men's football.
Right. Do you think that's where maybe sometimes we see or we hear about young players coming through academies at whatever level, and you go, this guy's going to be the one for the future, and not more often than not, but quite often they're not the ones that make it. Do you think it's maybe that step up in physicality or hunger, or as you say, men are playing for their livelihood versus just playing for the love of it? Do you think maybe that's a hindrance for a lot of players?
Yeah, maybe sometimes when lads come up that they do so well, they're doing so well through the academy, they're doing so well in everything, that when they get a setback or not getting their chance in the first team, they might lose interest. A lot of the time with footballers, like, sometimes it doesn't be the best person or the best player who ends up having a career. It's the one who perseveres and keeps doing all the hard work. Like, I'd say I'm definitely not one of the most talented footballers in the academy. Never was. There was never like above average in any sort of technical ability or anything like that, but I'd say perseverance and the will to do the right thing the whole time is kind of what helped me, and like to actually like the will to win, and like I hate to lose games and all that. That's kind of what helps me. Like, I know I'm not one of the most technically gifted players, but I play to my strengths and kind of figure out your own game. That's what kind of helps you hide your weaknesses and play to your strengths.
I think that's a huge piece of advice for any young player listening to this, or anyone who has ambitions. Or, to be honest with you, you can take football out of it. I found that myself in my own career, that it's you sometimes think, okay, maybe I have some talent here, and that should be enough to get you spotted, but it's really hard work to get you there, isn't it, in anything?
Yeah, 100%. Like, a lot of lads who have talent probably wouldn't work as hard because they have their talent. But like, you need to work hard at everything. Like, there's always parts of your game you can improve on. There's no player, especially in the League of Ireland, that's the full package. Like, everyone has to do hard work and has to work hard to get better. Every single player in the academy knows that. I know that myself. There's plenty of lads in the academy now who have like massive potential to get into the first team and go beyond, but they're all young now. They'll have to do that hard work. I didn't have that potential when I was back then.
Right.
But like, you have to do all the hard work. You have to keep keep going, and your time will come eventually if you keep doing all that hard work.
Well, you must have had potential, in fairness, just because you were 8 years of age playing in West Waterford, and all of a sudden people were looking at you. So I love the humility, but there was clearly potential there. But no, I think it's important for young listeners or anyone has any ambition to go anywhere in life to realise that, you know, a bit of potential is not enough. It's not really. That's the minute people who just get plucked. It really is about putting in the hard work. I know there's a lot of people out there, and I probably didn't understand that when I was younger, 17, kind of coming out of school going, if you work hard you'll get there, because it didn't really make sense. But when you see young players like yourself who at 19 have done, you know, already done so much and are there, it really is down to the hard work. Do you think there's a lot of stuff can be done that's not just going to training and putting in the minutes, that there's work has to be done outside of that as well?
Yeah, 100%. Like, your training hours are only very limited. You only train for, say if you do 3 or 4 sessions a week, they're only maximum 2 hours. Like, the amount of hours that are in the week, like for lads to progress their careers, to go to bigger leagues, the games get more physical, to get more quicker. You need to be in the gym, you need to be able to recover your body as well. That takes a lot of time too. You always have to be doing the right thing. Like, football is not really a job, it's more of a lifestyle.
Right.
It's like you have to think about football 24/7 if you want to actually go and have a career.
What does recovery look like then?
It can be different for different people. Some people say that different things work for them, but like mainly it's sleep and nutrition. Like, all the other stuff is kind of, it helps, but it's not really necessary. But like, you need to get in good sleep, good nutrition and all that. But a lot of lads, they do a lot of like saunas, cold baths, all that type of stuff, because there's so many games in the year and the games are so tough. Like, you see, football is quicker than it's ever been.
Yeah.
There's lads covering 10, 12, 13 kilometres in a game. Like, lads need to be able to recover, to do that every week, twice a week for 10 months of the year. Like, so it does take a lot out in your body, so you need to be able to do a lot of recovery stuff to keep yourself going.
And then dietary wise, you know, I think that's something that's really come through in the last 10 years or so in all types of sport, is that people are realising how important diet, as you say, nutrition, getting your protein in, all that kind of stuff. What does that look like as a young, not even now for you, because obviously, you know, you're a part of the setup, but like when you're, say, 17, how do you learn that and how do you put it into practice?
Well, to be fair, in the academy, even now, like, they run a lot of workshops, even with like nutrition and other things as well, because it's hard for young lads to just like grow up and know them things. Yeah. So they do run a lot of workshops and tell you what to do. And you could hear it from older people as well, like even your parents or other people who are involved in sport. They tell you what you need to be doing, not need to be doing. But mainly for me, it was kind of the workshops they ran in the academy. You learn a lot from them, and they tell you exactly what to eat, when to eat, all that. But if you have I have interest myself in like being healthy and all that. Like, so you'd look up stuff yourself. You'd always try to do your best with your nutrition and stuff like that. Yeah.
So talk to us then about, you know, you're coming out in the 19s. You're training a little bit in the first team. How does the move to Fleetwood come about, first of all?
It came out of the blue, to be honest. I had no clue what was happening. I was just plodding along with the 19s, playing games. I was doing well in the 19s. I found it kind of comfortable. Like, I was kind of in my comfort zone, which is never really good. Then we played Kerry in the Munster Senior Cup final down in Turner's Cross, which we won, and I played very well that night. Yeah. And I'm not sure, were they watching from England or was he there, but Matt Lawler was at the game and the Fleetwood people. And it was a couple of days after that, then I was just down the arena early in the afternoon, and Matt Lawler came over speaking to me, and he said, look, there's interest from Fleetwood. Like, my head just blew straight away. I was so excited. Like, I didn't really believe him at first because I didn't want to get my hopes up, but he said, like, yeah, look, there's interest from Fleetwood. He said that they're looking for lads to go over for their 21s programme. He said it will benefit you. He said you're not getting much of a sniff in the first team here, which I wasn't. I was barely in the squads and stuff like that since I got up from first division to Premier Division. So he said, look, keep going for the next couple of weeks and we'll see how it pans out. So I think 2 or 3 weeks kind of went by. I wasn't really sure, but like, he said it was happening and it was definitely going to happen. And like, it was one of the best times of my academy days, and like, I always wanted to play over in England. So it was a massive thing for me. Like, I know some people say go play men's football and all that, but like, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to go over and play in England and play against massive clubs and stuff like that. So yeah, it all came about very fast. But yeah, Matt Lawler had definitely had a massive part to do with it.
Yeah, Laws is a great guy. I think everyone who's ever encountered him knows what a great guy he is, but also such a great coach and has a great eye for talent as well. Yeah. You know, he's a great guy, Laws. So it comes about fairly fast, but does it all come together fairly fast? Are you kind of told and then within a couple of weeks you're over there?
Yeah, so I was kind of told that there was talks of it happening. And then Lloyds went and got it done straight away because he wanted me over there. He liked me as a player, so he went and got it done. Made sure it was okay with everyone. But then there was kind of a small bit of a delay, like getting me over there, like trying to sort out accommodation, trying to move on other players and stuff like that, just transfer window stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Trying to sort it all out. So I got over there then for 2 or 3 weeks of their pre-season. I know we were mid-season, but 2 or 3 weeks of their pre-season before the season started. I think I left Ireland 3rd week of July, and I came about after the Munster Senior Cup was the start of July. So I went over there, it all came about fairly quick. Like I wasn't like waiting around or all that. It was very quick. It was kind of pack your bags and you were gone. Like
pack your Munster Senior Cup medal.
Yeah, and
get
go
on the plane. Is it a culture shock when you get there? Like, listen, England and Ireland, like obviously completely different cultures and countries, but so many similarities as well, even from TV or places to eat. But is there a little bit of a culture shock still?
Yeah, there is a bit of a culture shock, especially in the part of the world that Fleetwood and Blackpool is.
So did you base yourself in Blackpool?
Yeah, that's where we lived in Blackpool, and we used to travel up to Fleetwood then for training, which was 15-20 minutes away. Yeah, it was a bit of a culture shock, to be fair. Like, I'd never lived away from home before that, so it was my first time ever living away from home. Like, I was never even lived like in a different house or anything. I was always at home with my family the whole time, so it was a massive culture shock, and I wasn't really expecting it. Like, I thought I was going to go over and live in the digs where the under-18s are, where all like the house parents and stuff are. When I went over there, I had my own apartment, so I was on my own. So you have to do everything for yourself, which I never done before. So first month, it was a massive culture shock.
There's something about a move to a different country like that, like you can completely identify, and you're going over with excitement and going, oh, this is going to be, what am I going to get up to and what's going to happen? And there's something about the time the door closes and the light goes off on that first night where you go, oh, this is very real, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of scary, to be honest with you. Like, everything was so good and exciting, but like you get over it then and it's business straight away. Like, you have to get yourself sorted, get yourself set up in the house, get everything sorted for yourself, like you're doing your own shopping, cooking, cleaning, all that type of stuff. And you still have to perform as a footballer as well, meeting loads of new people. Like, I know some of the Waterford lads would have went over to Fleetwood before for like weeks or weekends, stuff like that, but I'd never actually been there before, so I didn't know what I was getting into. And Blackpool's a mad part of the world as well. Like, a very crazy part of the world.
Yeah, it sure is.
Like, I'm used to be living now in the countryside, like quiet nights and all that. Go over to Blackpool, then there's street noise, seagulls, everything. It's hard to get to sleep and all that stuff like that. So it was tough at the very start.
Did you make a little bit of a kind of an effort to kind of go like, well, hang on now, this is a bit mad, but let's see what it's all about? Or did you kind of more focus on business when you were there? Yeah,
I tried to like figure out the place at the start, so I'd know where I was going and stuff if I ever need to, or if people coming over, they kind of wanted to know. But no, it was very football focused. Like, I wanted to get in and make a good impression straight away. So I'd be taken seriously over there, because like when I went over there originally, there was competition for places and stuff like that. Like, I wasn't expected to actually do half as much as I did over there for the year, so I kind of exceeded expectations. You mentioned when the move happened that it's our mid-season but it's their pre-season. Was that a bit of an advantage for you because you were maybe at full fitness? Yeah, kind of. So like, I was definitely fit. Like, I know people do fitness work in pre-season, but can't really compare to match fitness. I was match fit going over. That's why I didn't need to do most of their pre-season. I just done the last like 2 weeks when they were playing games and stuff. So it definitely stood to me. I was definitely fit and in good shape to go and play. So being in the mid-season definitely stood to me. But it's tough as well, because you have the start of our season here, now to do the full season there. Right. It's a lot of longer season, a lot of games. Like, I played a lot of games for them 18 months, so it was kind of tough. And what does the kind of, was it it must have been a baptism of fire, because you're straight in, you're mid-season here, so you've played half a season, and then you're straight away in there. Did you notice, even though obviously, listen, you said like, you know, academy football, but it's 21s, did you notice there was a big step up? Massive. Yeah, like academy football over in England it was a massive step up from what I was playing here in Ireland. Like, lads over there are coming from massive clubs as well. Like straight away, one of our first pre-season games was Leeds. Like, played Leeds and Leeds training ground. Like, couldn't even see the ball moving around because it was that quick, it was that aggressive. Like, and I wasn't used to it. But like, after that, you do get used to it. It did take me a while to adapt. Like, and you kind of just like play safe in games. But after a while, no, you definitely do get used to it and you grow into yourself. And you improve as a player as well, playing against better players. And like, the coaching I got over there was unbelievable. All the coaches over in Fleetwood were so good. Like, me being a defender myself, Lawls obviously would have good interest in defenders. The main 21s coach, Nathan Pond, was a defender for Fleetwood, had a massive career over there, club legend. So a lot of them lads helped me straight away. And I progressed very quickly I had to progress, because if I didn't progress, I would have sank. So I had to progress very, very quickly and settle into the team.
And like being a defender as well, listen, you can't go hiding anywhere on a pitch, but being a defender as well, there's so much more risk from the outside looking in, at least, because if a defender makes a mistake, there's a goal.
Yeah.
But if a striker makes a mistake, you just don't score the goal. You know, is there extra pressure on that, or are you already used to because that's where you play?
Maybe there is extra pressure, but like you're well used to it. Like I've never played up front or anything like that. I've always been a defender, so you're kind of well used to it now. You know what to do and not what to do, or what to do and not what to do. So like you play safe first 5-10 minutes, but after that, like you get into games, you get well used to it, and you trust the lads around you and stuff like that to play and stuff. So no, you do get used to it after a while. And
obviously then you mentioned, you know, some of the coaches over there. There's obviously the setup over there for youth teams is amazing.
Yeah.
So like there's obviously there's good heads involved as well over there. How important is that?
Yeah, it's huge. Like the setup over in Fleetwood, the culture they have over there is unbelievable. Like it's hard work. It's grown men who want to do hard work. Like you're in the mornings, you work hard for your whole day. You don't come in, you mess around. Like it's very much hard work. Like you go out on the pitch and like you work very, very hard every single day. The coaches over there, they all be very nice to you off the pitch and stuff, but once you're on the pitch, no one's really friends. Like lads are okay with fighting and training and stuff like that because they want to get better. Everyone wants to get better. At the end of the day, we are in Fleetwood, we are playing 21s. We haven't had a career yet. So lads are obviously want to get into men's football. They can see, because over in Fleetwood, the academy and the first team train obviously in the same building. Yeah. So lads can see lads going over to the first team setup. They want to be over there. They want to play against the better teams. They want to progress their career. So academy sessions can become like not really aggressive, but lads like want to do the best. They want to work hard and they want to get better. It's a very good environment over there, and the coaches do set that environment. The sessions they put on are very, very good every day, and that they put so much effort into the sessions to kind of like tailor them towards what nearly every player needs. So everyone's progressing, and even the training sessions finish, you have 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do your own work with the coaches. They stay out in the rain every single day, like to actually help lads get better. They have an interest in improving players to have careers and stuff like that.
Wow, that's huge. You mentioned the first game against Leeds, of course. I mean, what a start. Yeah. What are some more highlights, though, of teams that you might have played against, or just games in particular?
Yeah, no, there was like a load of unbelievable experiences over there. Like we played obviously Leeds, one of the first pre-season games I played over there. Played against massive clubs, like one of the first games of the actual league then played against Cardiff in their stadium.
Wow.
It's like a 35,000 seater stadium, like, which is massive for me.
Of course.
Coming from playing from Cappoquin, like, it's massive. Some other games, playing against some big teams. We played against Southampton, Brentford, played against Burnley at Turf Moor, which was an unbelievable experience as well. It's like loads of unbelievable pitches, getting to see all the training grounds as well, like which was very cool for me to see where teams train and the size of clubs and facilities they have. Yeah, there was loads of unbelievable fixtures over there for me.
That's incredible. Yeah. And like, do you see kind of when you're playing your Burnleys, whatever, in particular Burnley, we'll say, because they're obviously back in the Premier League and stuff now, but is there players you're kind of hearing about through the grapevine that you get a look at close up who maybe, listen, there's not enough time obviously to turn around going, well, he's there now, but you know, is there players kind of that you're hearing about that are supposedly the next big thing, and then you're coming up against them?
Yeah, it's mad, because like I obviously wouldn't know a lot of the academy lads over in England, but like the lads who were in Fleetwood and there for years, they would play against these lads coming up, and they tell you like before the game, this is this fella. Like a lot of cool players. Like we played against Peterborough. Ashley Young's son was playing for them. Wow. A load of like first team players will come back down as well. So we played against Brentford, and two Premier League fullbacks, Aaron Hickey and Rico Henry, were both playing in the game. Played against Southampton. Their club captain Jack Stevens was suspended, came down to play the 21s game. So you do get to play against a lot of massive players. Like, and you would hear lads who are doing very well, like, and they go on to do bigger and better things that you play against in academy games. It's kind of cool to keep track. I always like look up the team sheets and stuff, and keep a hold of them to see where these lads will be in 5-10 years time, because it's cool to say against you play against them. Like. And
absolutely so cool to say you're playing against Premier League footballers as well. Like someone like Jack Stevens, even like do you see what the level is when they step into a team?
It's unbelievable. Like when you see these lads, you don't actually realise how good they are. But it's not like they do anything unbelievable. They just never make mistakes, and like the physicality of them, the speed of them, it's just unbelievable. Like you don't actually realise it as much when you watch it on TV, and you think that you're fast, think that you're strong. When you come up against these lads, you realise that there's levels to the game of football. Like these lads are at the top for a reason.
Those are not just expressions that you hear or memes. There's levels to this game. It's true. When you're over there, though, you must have gotten a lot of gym work in as well, though. Like, I think people as well sleep on how important that physicality is, and to be physical, you need to be physical.
Yeah.
What's the gym looking like over there? Did anything change, or did you just kind of keep going?
No, you keep going. You do just everything that you do. Like, I was doing all my gym stuff before, but like, especially as a defender, being a centre half myself, I think you need to be big. Yeah. Maybe as a attacker, maybe not so much, but as a defender, you need to be big and strong. I wasn't as big when I went over there. I put on like 6-7 kg of muscle when I went over there straight away. Like, even you can do all the gym stuff you want, but it comes back to your diet as well. Like, I went in and I met a nutritionist in my first week or two, and he told me exactly what to do. And like, fast forward to the end of the season, I'm up 6-7 kg of muscle. A lot of weight. Like, yeah, it's a lot of weight to put on. And you need it though as a defender. Like, the gym stuff is very, very important, and all the coaches over there were massive on it. There's no such thing as lads just skipping a gym session or going home or half-arsing it. Like, lads actually have to do it and do it properly. Even the coaches come in, they do it with us. There's a massive kind of gym culture over there for lads to get better. Everyone wants to get better as well. Lads be in the gym and they be competing with each other or holding each other accountable for not doing things right. So there's a massive culture over in Fleetwood for improvement.
Like, I mean, sitting here listening to this, right, and thinking about the fact that, you know, not so long before that, you were living out in Cappoquin, you know what I mean, as you say, 6 kg lighter, but all of a sudden you're thrust into this experience where you live in Blackpool on your own apartment, you have, all of a sudden you have to do everything for yourself, but then you're thrown into this academy environment where you're playing at sometimes Premier League stadiums. Cardiff are in the Premier League, Burnley, right? You're playing against Premier League footballers, you're being coached into being able to put on 6 kg of muscle, and now you arrive back here with all that experience, still only 19, but that's and sorry to use such a dated phrase, but it kind of makes a man out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people have said that since I've come back. Like, you left kind of a boy or a child and you come back a man. It does grow you up. See, a lot of lads over in England, you think they're a lot older than they are because they have to grow up so young. Like, when they're doing things for themselves, being away from home, you kind of have to mature and get on with things. You come back after a game and you've no one to speak to. You're in your apartment on your own. You have to grow up, and you have to have a strong mind as well when you're over there. It really does help lads grow up. Like, this pathway for lads from Waterford to go to Fleetwood, to even to come back or to progress their careers, like, it's an unbelievable pathway. Like, I know I was one of the first lads to go over to do it, and Law's had a massive part in it, but it's an unbelievable, like, pathway for lads that they can go over there and they can progress for a year, and they will progress, and they'll come back and they'll be more mature, and they'll turn into men, and they'll be ready for men's football and straight away. I know it's 21s over there, but it's kind of a higher standard in academy football here in Ireland, and you're playing against good players who are training with Premier League players every single day. So these lads are obviously going to be good. It's a good standard of football. It's a very, very good pathway for lads as well. How
does it look then when you come back here, and, like, as you said, when you're going off, we went from a first division team to a Premier Division team, you're not getting a look in, but you're certainly getting a look in now. So, like, you're coming back in as a now Premier Division player. How does that feel? How does that look for you?
Yeah, so obviously when I came in originally to the first team, they were in the first division, which there is a bit of a gap in standard between the first division and the Premier Division in Ireland. So I came in, I was on the bench nearly every week. I made a good few appearances and a start or two in the first division. But then once we went up, then obviously when your team goes up, it improves. It brings in bigger, better players. So there isn't much space for academy lads to get as much minutes as they need in a men's environment. So then I went over to Fleetwood to progress, and, like, the goal was always to come back and play for Waterford. That's what I wanted to do originally. And, like, it does help to go over there to improve and all that sort of stuff.
Pardon me.
But yeah, it is a massive jump for lads to go from, like, first division to Premier Division. But yeah, I worked on my game, I tried to improve, and hopefully I'm going to get a chance now in the first team.
Well, it's equipped you, it's given you the tools to come back. I mean, you know, you've come back, you're not back long, you've made a handful of appearances, but you've certainly never, ever, ever looked out of place. You've looked every inch a Premier League footballer. Does it feel that way for you?
Yeah, like, before when I was playing the first team and stuff, I wouldn't have been as confident in my abilities, but now that I've gone over there, I've played against big teams. I've trained the Fleetwood's first team, like, maybe 50 times. Like, I've been in around their first team a lot. I've played against big, better players, so I'm confident in my abilities and what I can do. And I know that I'm obviously a lot more grown up now. I've kind of filled out as a man, and I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm good at and not good at. So I kind of know my game. Look, I'm not the full package. I have a lot to improve on to actually get in and cement my place in the team. But But yeah, I'm more confident than what I was before.
But listen, as they always say, give time, 19 years of age, such a huge future in front of you. Is the plan exactly what you just said? Make the improvements that you can, become a more rounded player when you eventually reach your 20s. I'm laughing even saying that. And then cement yourself as a regular centre half here at Waterford FC.
Yeah, that's the plan. Even before the season ends or the start of next season, I want my name to be one of the first names on the team sheet for now and for the future, for playing for Waterford. I want to be here for the next couple of years or for the future and do things for the club. Love
that, Ronan. No better way to end the chat. Yeah. Thanks so much for being here with me, and we're looking forward to everything that comes your way.
Thanks very much, Tony.
Thanks, Ronan.
Oh, good.